So welcome to our 10th Shadowrun ad hoc game. Hopefully the last one for a little while on the Friday night. But we'll see how that turns out. Because we're planning on picking up D&D in a fortnight with a new player joining in. So, well, we sort of need the need the extra participation.
Yeah. Who's joining? Is it someone new, or is it Martin who's been playing the other one?
Someone new.
Someone new?
Yeah. We should be picking up the Wednesday D&D one next month, so giving them a another few weeks off.
Yeah.
So tonight we. What was that, David?
Saying Friday night D&D might even get me.
It's not a bad thing. Okay, so
Not for you.
So, did you want to play a small little green goblin godlike thing?
No.
So online today we'll have David introduce himself as he's there.
Hello. I'm David. I play Georgie, a very large human. An escaped medical experiment, a soldier, and all round genuinely nice ice cream obsessed guy.
Captain America.
Valentine.
Well, he's a super soldier.
No, it's more of Captain Hammer.
Yes, I'm sure Nathan Fillion would approve.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Is this going to be the singing episode?
that's completely up to Womp. I'm sure Womp could amaze us all with his vocals. So
I'm sure that'd be amazing. I'm not certain that's a good thing.
well, I left off the good and bad aspect. You know, I like to do that in D&D and let everyone else fall as it may. So, also online today we'll have Jeremy, who just spoke up.
Oh, sorry, I cut in. Yes, I'm playing Desmond Deadshot, the elf that's grown up on the streets of Seattle, dreaming of one day joining the Aztec motorcycle gang. He's also discovered a natural affinity with firearms, such that every shot is a dead shot.
And I love the slip of the tongue there where he called the motorcycle gang the Aztecs instead of the Ancients. That was just fantastic.
Obviously.
I thought that Desmond, like when he was having a chat, it was just like, one day he wants to grow up and become a Broadway superstar. Growing up in the streets of Seattle, he had a dream of becoming Broadway.
I'm sure he does want to be a little quicker on the streets, which is why he's now invested in his own little bike. Also online today we have Josh.
Hello, I'm Vlogger. Vlogger is a big, beefy troll who doesn't do anything but punch things and go to pinball with party members.
Hey, look, you got a strike last time.
And also has apparently a severe hate of doors.
No, he loves doors. That's why he always eats them, doesn't he?
Yeah. He's currently his wall is just like a nail board of doors he's been taking from like other apartments.
Does this mean he has to start all over again, considering his old apartment got burnt down?
Yep. Oh yeah.
Speaking of apartments getting burnt down, we also have M online.
I'm feeling slightly sorry for myself this week because I got involved in 2 motorcycles. Killing a guy in the process. Because I got thrown into them that hard.
You're welcome.
I then scampered away from my previous capitals again. And we ended up in this lovely, lovely basement apartment.
As pointed out, there's running water down the wall.
Yep, there is now running water, and it smells like my favorite food.
What, a dog?
No, we're up.
Yeah, devil rat burgers is a delicacy that they've been eating of late. Next online, I believe we haven't introduced Ross yet.
Yes, I play Wobbed. Worshipper of the BBC and follower of Ekithon. Basically a good guy, loves his ice cream, especially when it's the proper stuff, not this artificial soy milk crap thing.
So he has a taste far exceeding his lifestyle,
Yeah.
which I'm sure won't come back to haunt you. We also will have an Ariadna eventually, but she's currently doing some stuff around the place. So, last session we had a phone call come into Bolt who got the message that you needed to get out of there very quickly. Unfortunately, she didn't really pass that on that fast, and by the time everyone else heard about it, you were surrounded by the Crimson Crush, who weren't particularly playing nice. So
I did pass it on really fast. I just passed it on so fast that everyone else missed it.
went over their head, huh?
Flogger got the message. Give us Bolt. Okay.
Yeah, no, that was
It was the only message.
literally the only
It was
message.
the only message.
Uh-huh.
Give us Bolt. Okay.
And then you decided to escape over the rooftops following Desrin and his bike. Unfortunately, Bolt failed to make the leap, was obviously not following Neo in the Matrix.
No. But I can clearly parkour really well.
Yeah, you could as you bounce down the stairwells going down.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no. Bloody Flogger managed to make that jump.
Yeah, everyone would have thought that Flog would fail and Bolt would breeze through, but no, that's not how it went down.
Well, you never get to choose who wins and who doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
It's always luck. I'm sure that's what Bolt will say in the end. And then Desrin tried to do that amazing jump again and managed to get his bike onto the building while he and his partner in crime hit the side of the wall and slid down.
Well, the bike was okay, so that's the important thing.
You did break your mirror.
You did a sick axle grind down the wall.
And did I leave anything out on that one? Did you want to add anything more?
Flogger's awesome belly flop onto a dead NPC already. Right, everyone blood and guts.
Bolt,
Flogger swear he stopped twitching.
maybe in the downtime, Bolt will explain why the Crimson Crush. No, not hate me, or after me. But again, he does it a million miles an hour, so what you take out from whatever I say is up to you.
So basically, what was it? The chipmunk from Over the Hedge.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
So you've been drinking the energy drinks, haven't you?
yeah, I have all the coffee. No, this is where rat juice. Like, this is double rat.
Yeah. The thing is, if it's were rat, you can actually become a were rat.
Yeah, sorry, I keep saying the wrong thing.
That's okay. She just wants to grow. He wants to grow an extra tail and more whiskers and get furry in all the wrong places.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I was canine, wasn't I? Yes, you were. Now you're part rat.
Yeah.
No.
They're human, right there.
No. This is not what I want.
But a DNA test. 5% Ethiopian.
Yes, they do throw a lot of weird stuff into those tests.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's correct or not, no one knows. You just got their say to go by on what's actually in the test. So, you've managed to secure yourself some new lodgings in a basement. No windows for people to shoot in or throw grenades through.
Firebombs.
So, and you've...
But no ventilation from Flogger's toxic parts. Good.
No. We get the sewer freeze.
You know what's worse?
So I'm sure that Flogger realizes that even though there's no ventilation from the window, people still don't notice when he just leaves his mark on the area.
Yep.
Apparently the sewer is worse than Flogger.
Eh.
Flogger will have to up his game.
Oh, you will.
I do actually have a racial adjustment that will nauseate people within engaged with you.
Oh, sweet.
That's hilarious.
Which is possible to take instead of things like regeneration and things like that. So you could actually customize Flogger to be far more nauseating.
It becomes cybernetic.
Well, once you no longer got regeneration, cybernetic is possible.
Which would
Okay.
be incredibly scary.
So, after spending this time away, you also find out that the Crimson Crush had put a couple more of you on the capture and detain list. Though Georgie was only on it briefly. Apparently someone already claimed Georgie.
Somebody found the Georgie's clone.
Nah.
His brother that was in the house of Flogger.
Well, one of them anyway.
Mr. Flogger.
Assuming that's the only one that you know of, I'm sure that's the one. But when you have clones of yourself floating around and you've become wanted, I'm sure the clones aren't going to be able to say, I'm sorry, it wasn't me, I had nothing to do with it. And be believed at the time.
Well, I was going to say, it actually makes it that much. As soon as people understand that you're a clone, they're not going to put a bounty out on you because it becomes too expensive and everybody brings you in.
Yep. And this just reminds me of the Weird Al Yankovic song, I Think I'm a Clone Now.
Well, he can. I'm sure he'll have more stories about being beside himself down the future.
Who else on the FBI? I mean, Crimson Crush's most wanted list.
Well, they're the troll siblings, as they call them. Meaty and Mo. They don't really know their names.
No. That's good to know.
And the descriptions of them don't really match you. They just match trolls.
They just match balls.
So it's the trolls that Bolt is hanging out with.
Oh, okay.
So if Bolt goes to a random park and hangs out with stranger trolls, they might end up getting taken into the Crimson Crush. And as they didn't really get a good look at Desrin or Rakesh, neither of them were wanted or was Couscous, BB, or Shadowstar, because they weren't there at the time.
Yeah.
So, as you're resting up and seeing that the price for Bolt hasn't increased in the time, but they have put in an addendum that someone can gain membership in the Crimson Crush by bringing you in. So
You're lucky that's not from the ancients.
Yes, because it was from the ancients. Should have been turned in yesterday.
Absolutely. Well, it was something I was going to say that any enemy of the Crimson Cross is a friend of Desmond because the ancients hate the cross as well.
And you have heard in the grapevine that there is a lot of things happening in the city at the moment. So opportunities galore.
Yeah.
Any word on the hero group?
Well, the hero group is setting up a home base in Seattle. They have been given access to the top floor of one of the city center skyscrapers.
Oh, you mean the one we've got basement for now?
If you're in the city center, that would possibly be possible, but you're still in Redmond because
Absolutely.
you get a little bit more running water and power in the basement of the city center.
Yeah, it's probably more that might be in the basement of the supervillain.
Well, the Orc Underground is a thing. It's a shame you've got no orcs amongst you because the trolls don't fit in as well. But they are welcome, they're just not running the show. So, after seeing on the news about how this new group who call themselves the Freedom Five have started up working out of the city centre, there's also news that there are more than one group of superheroes floating around.
Ooh, that's scary. They're coming out of the woodworks now.
Well, they also talk about the Prime Wardens operating out of Africa.
That was a boring movie. So who's these Primal Wardens? Magic users, are they?
The Prime Wardens are a bunch of strange people. So there is a Maori, a angel, a some sort of what appears to be aquatic electric person. Someone who uses music to affect things, and someone who glows. They haven't been named, at least not by the media, because the last thing you want to do is get someone who can crush a van with their hands angry.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like you go up to the Hulk and call him a little green guy. So you have heard in the grapevine that that's actually happening over there, and that it is a rather known group on that side of the ocean. And there are rumors that there are more groups floating around.
Ooh.
And as that is happening, you are also seeing that the corporations are trying to get them on side by offering them discounts for sponsorship. Wear my patch and you can get our stuff, sort of thing. And as a surprise move, the Freedom Five have actually publicly said they are not sponsored by any corporation or government, but they are operating within the UCAS at this stage with the agreement of the government.
Yeah.
Okay. So they didn't become these mysterious men.
Well, they are choosing to be non-political,
Yeah.
and basically they are going to only act in accordance to the basic rules of the countries they're operating in.
So, in other words, proper heroes.
Yeah. So if they cross a border into one of the other nations, such as the Nan, then they'll abide by the Nan's rules in dealing with things, instead of saying we are the UCAS and we don't care about anyone else's rules but ours.
Yeah.
So that they've made that public statement. So in most cases, you hear that various governments are not going to stop their border crossings until they prove untrustworthy.
I was going to say until they fail to follow the rules, either deliberately or accidentally.
And so there is currently a poll up there about how long it will last before the superheroes become the next villain. And when you see things like that, you're just amused because there are so many new movies coming out about how the hero has fallen and become the evil person who everyone else has to then take on. And you think that a lot of this new movies coming out is to help limit the scope and belief in superheroes. So with that in mind, you've I'm gonna who gets this one? I'm gonna say it is Womp getting this call.
Okay. Oh, cool. We get reception down here too.
It's left on your message bank, as in it was left about a day or so ago last time you were in reception.
Yep.
Asking for you to catch up with your uncle.
Ooh, uncle. This is going to be interesting.
So, what does Womp remember of his uncle?
Very little, because I was a medical experimenter. I think he's still human.
Let's see. Womp is escaped, so you might not necessarily be a experiment, but you did escape from experimentation.
Yeah.
So, as a troll, you were actually most likely born non-troll.
Yeah.
So, you.
I was thinking that the medical experiment made me into the troll. That I'll fiddling around with magic and things like that, and then I've been, since I was also a TV junkie and that to sedate me basically, that I basically, like Robot Chicken were put in front of TVs.
Mm-hmm. So you believe you were made a troll by the corporation. That works well.
Yeah. I think it'd probably be like Aztec, because they're currently fiddling around with all that crap. A subsidiary of Aztec.
Okay, so
is that big in UCAS as well, or in the US?
Okay, so you received a call from Jose, your uncle.
Yeah.
And he has asked you to catch up with him in the city, giving you an address of quite an expensive bar.
Okay. The city itself.
The city center itself, inside of the Needle.
Okay. This will be interesting.
So you've been invited along to come and have a drink with him. It does note down that you should probably bring your friend along too.
Yeah, sounds suspicious, but hey, good to catch up with his uncle. So it looks like that the money that he got for the medical, the augmentation and that, the examination or whatever, looks like your uncle got the money. Cool.
Okay. So, looking at the date, the day he asked you to do it is today, and you've got about an hour to get into the city.
Oh, I get that. Okay. Alright. Who wants to go into the city? Guys? Hello?
Bright light, pretty lights, yay.
Just outside.
Okay, so
Anything other than this dungeon?
yes, what's the worst that could happen?
Well, I'm going to meet my uncle, but I'm not. But I haven't seen him for a long time.
Yeah, since before you became a troll.
Yeah.
Okay, so it looks as if you're going to have to run into the closest network hub, such as a train station, and take the
Yeah.
train into the city centre.
Yeah. Yep. So. Okay. I need some help, you guys, because I haven't taken the train.
Bolt,
That's okay, the train takes you.
right?
Duh.
Yeah, but don't you need to pay to get on? I've never. Do we have to pay in advance or what? I haven't used the rail system.
Need no walk?
We can't really walk to the city.
Oh. The old pylon with motorcycle man.
I'm sure you'll all fit.
Yeah, I don't.
Motorcycle, no, that carries me.
Desmond
Possibly
hasn't.
sometimes dwarf.
Yeah, Desmond hasn't made the motorcycle tougher.
They've made it tough enough for me.
Yeah. Okay.
So
While
what
we're
was
all talking about motorcycles and that, we should be walking towards the train station.
Yeah.
So does this mean that Desmond leaves his bike behind?
Does Desmond want to pay for parking?
Well, no, I'm more thinking about the fact of I'm not certain that Desmond really wants to try and work the grid guy in the middle of the city. It was interesting on the highway, but at least everyone was going in the same direction that month.
Yes, without being on the Greek guide, no one knows you're there.
So he's happy to go on the subway system or whatever the equivalent, and so I figured that as someone who grew up on the streets of Seattle, at least understands the system if he doesn't use it very often.
Okay, so you managed to rush off to the closest train station, about half an hour jog away, with Bolt having gotten there before everyone else.
Well, no, Bolt ran to the train station, ran back to us, ran to the train station, ran back to us, ran to the train station, ran back to us.
Yeah, rather than asking getting it, I just got there a lot.
And kept reporting back, yes, it's still there.
Hey.
Yeah, this way.
And
So your gang is a flock of seagulls?
I got food. So yes, you make it to the. So you're calling the rest of the group seagulls? Are you there, Ross?
Well, because Bolt runs, it ran so far away.
and then came back.
Yeah.
Very, very much so. You might call yourselves the seagulls in the future. Especially when someone says chip, chip, chip.
Mate.
And reaching the subway, you find that it's more of a subway in the city centre, but out this far it's open to the sky, and it doesn't cost you too much. You each have to put in about 20 credits to get onto the train into the city centre.
So it's actually going to cost us 40 credits because to get back.
Well, hey, getting back's later use problem.
I was going to say, yeah, you're being over ambitious playing that far ahead.
Oh, I have to work out my finances because I have to buy some ice cream.
Did somebody say ice cream?
Yeah, we're going to go to the city. We're going to get some ice cream as well.
Did somebody say you took the midnight train going anywhere?
Yeah, I'm not stopping believing.
I don't care where the train goes, as long as there's ice cream.
Okay, so getting on the train, they start talking about the new super flavors that are out there. As you notice that the theme of this month's sale items is super. Everything's super. With the talk of the stock just flowing off the shelves. And able to hold up any flavor you could ever want.
There you go.
So we all spent 20 credits to get on this train?
Unless you hacked your way on.
Flogger's not that smart.
I think the only hacking that Flogger knows is the physical hacking of limbs and that.
Oh, George is a pretty good hacker.
Or probably...
In the good
Yeah,
job of
George has been
purpose.
hacking for ages.
No, I was gonna rip the machine out of the ground. It's Flogger's way of hacking, is like it no longer exists.
Though they do actually have security at the train station.
Oh,
And they are armed with fully automatic weapons.
nope.
All
So,
of his holes and being back in that.
Yeah.
so
That's right.
you
We're
know,
obviously just innocent bystanders 1 through 6.
Yeah.
it's one of the few places that the gangs don't cause trouble straight away. And you can actually see one of the places that you can actually park a vehicle without it being stolen the moment you turn around. No guarantee you'll be there when you come back, but it's not stolen the moment you turn around.
That's right. As long as you keep turning, it's there that first time.
Which is more than a lot of other places in the Barrens. So, you get on the train and you start heading into the city with the latest pop, techno, funk, popular music that doesn't make any sense playing over the comm systems. I'm sure that someone dances to this stuff, but you're not exactly sure who.
Mm-hmm.
And it's definitely not Baron's music. It's definitely that city sort of elitist sort of music.
Well, they're ones that can afford
Georgie
it.
starts bobbing his head a little bit.
It very much is conformist music, yes.
Do you
Yep.
actually need me in game or should I work on the laptop?
Yeah, we're working on the laptop if you wish to.
You've got enough players?
We do have enough players.
I just figure it's so late in the game.
Well, we've been going for about half an hour.
Really? Only half an hour?
Yeah.
It's not like...
And all we've done is get on the train so far.
Oh, okay.
So you haven't really missed much.
Yeah, no, I just thought you guys would be well into it by now.
Well, we are into it, but they've just gotten onto the train. They've been told they're going into the city to meet up with Womp's uncle.
Yep.
Who may or may not have sold him into
We're
slavery.
well into the train.
That'd be interesting.
Okay,
Can
so
I
yes.
get like an Uber there though?
Well, not to the train station.
No, for wherever we're going.
And not from pick up in the Barrens.
I don't know. I've got quite a lot of money saved up.
You could, but no Uber will make it in there.
I'm just trying to joke.
Okay, so yes, you make it into the city centre where you're underground, and there's no trash,
Underground, overground, rumbling free.
and getting out, all your mobile phones start pinging with messages. As suddenly you're into full connectivity, and all the advertising that everyone else pays to be blocked doesn't get blocked on your phones. It's amusing what the cheaper plans do for you. So every few steps, you see that your number of messages goes up by 5. Would you like to know more? Click here. Ranging from basic purchases to security. Would you like a more secure phone? Click here.
Declan will just turn his phone off.
Probably for the safer, as he keeps hearing it pinging for messages as it slowly powers off. And anyone with the visual glasses sees advertising everywhere, including when they look at other people. Would you like to buy this outfit? Here's where you get it. One of those nice things of walking in the city centre.
The future is bright.
And when you
shades.
And when you take the glasses off, you realise that the person you're looking at doesn't actually exist in real life. They're just a fake advertised person thrown in there just so they can sell you stuff.
But hey, their clothes look good.
It does. And so you find yourself quickly getting up to the street level with it smelling not like someone's thrown up recently. Very unusual. No smell of devil rats at all anywhere nearby.
It's very uncomfortable.
And it has this strange smell that makes most of you hungry almost immediately of food not actually cooked out of devil rat.
Or you mean cooked with devil rat? Or by devil rat?
Well, whatever they got here, you've never had it before. Well, at least not as far as most of you remember. Unless, of course, you were fired, in which case, this is the sort of stuff you used to buy on the way home from work.
I don't think anyone took fire, did they?
What?
The fired background.
I think I may have been. Where's my background? I know I'm.
Shadowstar did.
Yeah, I'm fired.
So Shadowstar remembers this sort of smells.
I got caught ripping off big money and giving it to charity.
So she diverted corporate profits to people who needed it.
And one of the times I didn't hide my trail very well.
Yeah. Giving away free stuff, how dare she?
So you're a bit of a native to downtown.
Pretty much.
Which is why you thought about getting Uber and then we
Yeah.
you down.
In a nutshell, when I've got the gear, I'll just get hooks and just jump on the end of a car.
Okay, so yes, as you come out of the subway and be assaulted by all this advertising and sound, you find that the place you're looking at is still about 1 or 2 blocks down, and between where you're going and where you are, you see various law enforcement wearing the Lone Star badges, stopping people, asking them for their IDs. and realizing that you haven't had IDs for quite a few years.
Ooh.
One of the reasons you stay out in the Barrens is no one asks for ID out there.
Okay.
Do we have old IDs?
Your ID was deleted at some point.
Oh, okay.
Can,
Out of interest, how do you get IDs?
can we basically duck back down the subway and look for passages below ground level?
You can. And to answer Ariadne's one, you can be arrested for committing crimes because most IDs are associated with crimes for people who are shadowrunners.
How do you get a
A legitimate one?
yeah?
Basically, you've got to get enough money to pay for a corporation to sponsor you.
Okay, and I gather that's a lot of money.
It is, or a government job where they sponsor you. So everyone with an ID is sponsored.
Mental note: apply for part-time jobs with the government that I don't have to work very hard at.
Those people don't actually get IDs; they just
No.
get paid.
It's easy.
So yes, Desrin is suggesting you head back down underground and try to find different ways of getting across a couple of blocks.
I'm good with that. Although I could have stealth of 2, I still don't like my chances.
Does anyone object to that idea?
No.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. 2 trolls trying to squeeze through the place.
This is it. Desmond's used to such. He knows lots of little back doors, alleyways, and bits and pieces. So he's thinking that he can lead, or at least give a good chance of finding places. But yeah, they may be elf-sized spaces like the troll-sized, but no.
Okay, Desrin leads you down through some of the underground malls, heading in the direction you want to go. You pass a whole bunch of entertainment shops, a barber that specializes in horn shining.
Does Flogger go in for shining horns? Is it Flogger who's got the horns? Yeah.
Flogger and Womp would most likely both have some form of
Just looking
horns.
at their images earlier.
Yep, Flogger's got the more prominent ones on the image. Womp will potentially also have horns.
Yeah, but my soft cap covers it up. I've only got smaller balls, but I've got decent sized tusks. Do they do? Is it tusks shining as well, or just horns?
They do tusk shining as well. Guaranteed to get you that mirror finish you've always wanted from the movies.
The mirror image that might stop you from stealthing effectively.
Quite possibly, and they're only asking for 500 credits for the service.
Thank goodness.
Okay. No, that's ice cream money.
Why do the trolls look tempted? I just mentioned ice cream.
What? Huh?
That does Flogger want his horns and tusks shined?
No thanks.
As you can see, a couple of well-dressed trolls sitting on big chairs, getting buffed with what appears to be a sander.
Interesting.
And happily sitting there getting treated. So yes, after going down a couple of blocks, let's see if there's anyone actually looking for you in that area.
We've been joined by Squish.
Okay, so you actually managed to make it through without anyone looking for you as you come up on the same block as the appointment location.
I don't know why you make that sound surprising. Desmond grew up in Seattle. He knows everywhere.
Choosing songs is only available to Spotify Premium subscribers.
Hey Google, stop listening.
Yeah, apparently Google liked what Desmond was saying.
What about Spotify?
It's Ghost in the Ceiling.
What is Spotify?
So yes, coming up, you see that the location in question appears to be a expensive-looking bar. You can actually see bouncers out the front, big enough to make Flogger feel at home.
Oh, big door.
And it's got two big, bulky guys in full suits that are both trolls, with sunglasses and everything.
Whoa, sunglasses. They're rich.
But troll-sized sunglasses, so quite expensive.
Yeah, especially if they're Ray-Bans.
And they're basically stopping most people from entering. Apparently there's some sort of function on there at the moment.
On the bar machine?
At the bar.
Oh, at the bar. Okay. Sorry, my brain
All good.
confused them.
The one where Flogger Uncle invited him to go to.
No, Womp Uncle.
Womp Uncle, sorry.
And the bar itself is Blood Sports is the name of the bar.
Okay. Oh, it sounds like something that Flogger probably might know something about.
It is a chain from As Technology that specialise in their viewing of various sporting events around the world.
Yeah, all the good sports.
Guaranteed to always have at least one Aslan sporting event going at any time.
Yeah.
You do see a limo pull up and a whole bunch of people in weird-looking leathers getting out and walking in.
So this is Womp's uncle's bar.
Where-
No, I was going to meet him here.
Oh, okay. Alright. And it's called Blood Sports?
Called Blood Sports, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Does your uncle move in high society?
I can't remember.
Yeah.
All I know that I needed to get some money for my family. He was my executive of my estate and that, so I was, all the money that I was getting was going to him. That was, I have no idea when it was. That's back when I was actually human.
Womp doesn't count time very well.
Well, Womp was very young when Womp was human.
I see. Yep.
So you say that you had money and then your uncle started looking after it and you ended up in the barracks?
Yeah. I think that's it.
And you now come when he calls?
Well, I haven't seen him for a while.
I can understand that. I'm curious to wait till I see him now.
Well, it's the first time I've heard from family. Only other family I've got here is George. Then there's also Marlon and Dory. And there's Bruce the loan shark.
Someone was watching Finding Nemo recently.
Yeah. Oh no, well, you can guess that Marlon and Dory are both, and Bruce are all fish.
Yep.
Both.
Bruce is the shark in Finding Nemo, isn't it?
It is.
Yep.
The one converting to vegetarian diet.
Saying fish are friends, not food.
Yeah.
Fish are friends.
Eat ice cream.
So yes,
Ice cream's a good alternative, really.
I will give our nice friend Womp a chance to see if he remembers much of his uncle. So what's his intellect?
One.
1.
I
Okay.
think I'll also use a story point as well.
Okay, you use a story point to upgrade your check. So you get 1 yellow dice versus 3 purple. Okay, so you end up with 3 strain and no memories of your uncle at this stage.
Wow.
That was very stressful.
All you remember from him was around the time you became a troll was where you ended up with the research division that Georgie was in.
Yeah.
And how many of the other characters have laws such as Shadowrunning or Corporation?
I've
Or
got Shadowrunning.
Volnar.
It's just one though.
one?
What was the other one you said?
Corporations?
I don't have any in corporations.
Well, that'd be a different knowledge, is the point.
Different one, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Or a different
Oh,
form.
okay. Because there's social combat,
Knowledge,
general,
yes.
and knowledge. Yep.
Okay,
Still not
so
right.
looks like Shadowstar ends up with 2 strain, but does recognize the people in leathers heading in belong to Az Technology, and they're generally called the Jaguar Guard. Rather nasty group of people who are on the unfriendly side towards Shadowrunners.
Oh, okay. I will let other people know that. Hey, aren't they the Jaguar Guard? Those people who hate people like us? We might want to stay clear of them unless we really need to.
Actually, I hate everybody, not just people.
So are they actually cat people, or they're just people wearing jaguar helmets?
They wear jaguar skin clothing, but there's rumors that they can actually turn into jaguars.
Huh? Ooh.
Whether by magic or by nature.
Yeah. So, what did your uncle want to talk to you about?
I wanted to catch up. We haven't seen each other for a very long time.
Well, that turns out your trap, didn't it?
And you remember he specifically asked you to bring your friend along without actually specifying your friend's name.
I've always got friends.
That sounds like a trap.
Yep.
Well, it
Depends. What's your intelligence, though? In terms of capacity to identify a trap.
Desmond's going to just quietly keep moving along down the street a bit type stuff and aim to go down a back alley and things and just do a bit of a circuit to see if you can find if there's a rear entrance into this tavern or facility.
I think that's a good idea.
Okay, having a look down the back alley next to the building, you see what appears to be a couple of military vehicles that are troop carriers.
Mm-hmm. Do they appear to have the same symbolism that might have been on the Jaguar Guards and or the car that dropped them off at the front?
No, these actually have the full Aztec symbols on the side of them. They have what appear to be the Men in Black standing around them.
It's time to continue, alley.
So, what part of Aztec, like that's their origins, or they're called Jaguar Guard?
Jaguar Guard are the equivalent of special forces for the corporation known as Technology.
Oh, okay. So they work for Aztec Technology. Jesus, that's not hard to say. Right, thanks.
Are the well, yes. Does Desmond actually see many other people in the vicinity of the patrol carriers, or are they just he's noticing that everybody needs to be given them space?
It's one of the quietest alleys you've seen since coming into the city. You never actually thought cities got this quiet in the alleyways because a lot of people did back dealings in every time you came down these streets. And there's no one here but these cars and these guys with their hands on their ear.
Yeah. Well, Desmond will have to keep moving rather than going down that alleyway. But yes, he'll just basically have to do a circuit around, and if the others are still hanging around near the front or near where he left them, he'll catch up to them.
As he moves on from the alley, he notices that some red dots disappear off him.
Right. Yes. Don't mind me, I'm just innocent bystander 4.
Mm.
Which is not much proof against that technology, guys.
I'm innocent bystander number 5.
I'm sure they won't shoot you very often.
Gosh. But yeah, so I'll basically continue to go round and I'll see if I can there's any other entrances or accesses that not currently covered by Axe Technology, but obviously I'm not aiming to be specifically interacting with them in any way, and aiming to avoid being noticed by them.
We're here to meet Womp's uncle. I ask Womp, is his uncle employed by Aztec peoples? Like, is that why we're meeting in this bar? He can't remember. Okay, because it seems weird that his uncle would ask us to come to a bar we can't get into.
Well, no one's actually stopped people going in yet.
Oh, okay. I thought there was like guys at the front door.
Mm-hmm. There are guys at the front door.
But no one's actually tried to walk to the front door to see if they're actually stopping anyone.
I walk through the front door.
Well, as you go to walk up into the bar, they stop you and ask you your name and see if you're on their list.
Count Shadowstar.
If
they require me to count numbers in a Slavic accent, I can do so.
They go, they don't seem to have a Count Slavic on their, a Count Shadowstar on their list today.
I ask about Womps. Peoples. Now if Womp is on the list.
Well, do you have an ID for Womp, they say?
No, but he's right there.
Oh, he speaks into his comlink. We have a Womp here, sir.
Yeah. And friends.
And friends.
Mm-hmm. So yes, we have a special room set aside for Womp and his friends.
Kind of want to stay and be lookout outside of the bar at this stage.
And it's got all you can eat going in there at the moment.
Oh dear, that's tempting.
And having declared yourself as being associated with Womp, you may not be allowed to wait outside.
No.
You might be strongly encouraged. Oh yes, this way.
Are they particularly encouraging me to enter?
Well, they're sort of gesturing you inside and saying they believe the ice cream cake has been delivered already.
I'm good letting Georgie and Womp and Flogger share that. I don't get between a troll and their ice cream.
That sounds good.
So does Womp come in for his cake?
Yeah.
So obviously they know you well. You sort of get gestured into a room without really paying much attention to your surroundings as you go in with the sound of cake, ice cream cake.
This doesn't sound good, but it sounds delightfully disastrous.
As Womp almost imagines it's like his 12th birthday. Walking into a room that's almost done up exactly like his 12th birthday with ice cream cake everywhere in various forms of Sunday making material against all the walls.
Hey, Womp is going to recess back to his 12-year-old self.
You mean like last year?
Every year should be an ice cream cake 12-year-old style birthday party.
So who goes in with Womp, Flogger, and Georgie?
Do we have comms and things like that?
You have mobile phones.
Sorry about
at
that.
the
What
moment.
was that?
Who goes into the room with the ice cream cakes and ice cream sundae making material with Womp?
Why would you even ask that question?
Well, I assume Georgie did and Flogger did as well.
If I'm not forced in, I'd rather keep watch outside, just in case.
Yeah, the real question is who is the one who gets trampled by Georgie as he pushes past them?
Not me.
So Georgie's just walked into the equivalent of a 12-year-old's birthday party set up in Womp's honour.
Fortunately, I have an agility of 3,
Yeah.
so I've got a chance.
And you're told it's all you can eat as much as you'd like.
I think Georgie's going to need to make some brawn checks shortly.
And there's so much there that you don't even have to push your way to get to the front because there's space for everyone.
Is it just those 3? No Bolt? Excuse me, with Flogger in there?
So from Flogger and Bolt's perspective, do they both go in? Or are they currently occupied?
Possibly baby napped.
Probably
Well,
maybe.
I assume they've gone in if
Yeah.
I hang out more at the time they got identified, so.
So we
would
just
say
got a
Flogger's
Josh
love
back.
of ice cream would equal.
So
I would leave Flogger and Bolt are in.
okay, so yes, they all go in. What about Desrin? Because we just had Shadowstar say that she was going to stay on watch as much as possible.
Desmond's actually, so he was still going to look for spaces around the outside, so
You're still
he'll
patrolling?
probably come back in like, he'll probably look something and find that they're actually not hanging out with him. But he'll deal with that when it comes.
Okay, so Desrin sees Shadowstar sort of being gestured into the establishment after realizing the rest of them have gone in.
I tell them I'm good out here. Claustrophobic. You know, I'm good out in the open air.
Okay, in which case they then shut the doors in front of you. As the other 4 of them start hearing the dance music going while party lights are going off, and there's as much cake as you can eat as you hear over the sound of everything. Happy birthday to what Womp was called before he was Womp. What was Womp's previous name?
No, it's Bill.
So
That's why I got into the goodies now. It's basically the Bill is basically there was my name, and so that's basically associated with Bill.
okay, so while the 4 of you are enjoying cake and hearing this stranger by the name of Bill getting happy birthday sung to them that only Womp knows is him.
Pretty sure Georgie and Flogger don't care as long as they get ice cream.
I think it's the same with Bolt as well.
I'm
Yeah.
sure if this ice cream is poisoned, Georgie's dead.
But you die
It
happy.
could be so callous and cruel as to poison ice cream.
Yeah,
But there are
that's
certain lines that should not be crossed.
Exactly.
absolutely.
Some people will.
And
The world today.
as the singing's going through, Womp's starting to remember that he remembers his 12th birthday party. It started off sort of like this, except he wasn't a troll at the time. And he remembers that he blew out the candles, and that's the last time he ever remembered being not a troll.
You could be turned into a human. 'Cause 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 you could be turned into a human. '
And then you realise that it's got the same cake that you remember blowing out, sitting on the table with candles on it.
See, he was kissed by a princess, and well, that broke the curse.
Maybe he made the wrong wish when he blew out his candles.
Okay, that's weird.
It's very much deja vu for him.
Jack, you've just been monkey from those water plants in here.
All the ice cream.
Yep.
Exactly.
Alice in Wonderland, anyone?
So, what does Womp do now that you realise that someone's been singing you happy birthday and they've got candles sitting up there for you to blow out? Does Womp go and blow them out?
Admiral Akbar.
Okay. I've done this before.
Yeah, and you can actually see it is laid up. That place has been set up identically to your 12th birthday that you remember.
Have you actually recognised your uncle in here yet?
There's only got the 4 of you in there.
Oh, okay, right.
And at this point, you also realise that all the doors are shut.
Okay. So who's singing Happy Birthday?
It's coming over the coming in through the music that you've been listening to. There was some music going with the lights going for like a birthday celebration, and then Happy Birthday came over the speakers.
Yeah.
And the lights dimmed, and you could see the cake in the center of the place lit up as a birthday cake. And then there's silence as they finish singing Happy Birthday.
The cake's alive!
This isn't right. Where's Uncle?
You just see
Georgie pipes up. It's absolutely fantastic, mate. There's so much ice cream here. This is perfect.
And as you ask where's Uncle, you hear your uncle's voice saying, "Make a wish, blow out the candles."
That's how you got screwed out of your inheritance.
Oh, I want to see you first. You need to be here for me to blow the candles out.
Within choking distance.
Or at least within rifle range.
As you're saying that, you're noticing the candle light dimming.
Is that the only light in the room?
Yep.
Do any of the 4 have any great perception?
Let's see. What's Bolt's perception?
+1.
This may not end well for you guys.
Let's see if Bolt notices what's going on. Bolt does notice what's going on. The oxygen in the room is getting depleted.
Well, we'll try and do what his namesake is for.
You rush up to the door to leave, and you realise it's a steel reinforced door.
That's being
Use up all the
closed.
oxygen by running around.
Georgie needs not oxygen, only ice cream.
Georgie in heaven.
That's right. Oxygen just gets in the way of the ice cream stomach. You don't want to drive with oxygen.
Does the logic pass at all, though, that if you die, there will be no more ice cream?
He doesn't quite understand death.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically death by snoo. It's the perfect way to do it.
He with the most ice cream rules supreme in death.
Exactly.
Okay, so
Once you
Georgie,
get the money, then you get the ice cream.
and now you got the ice cream. You don't need the money.
Exactly.
And so, but Bolt is getting a bit frantic, realizing that there's no handles on the inside of the door. What is Flogger doing and Womp doing, seeing that the light by the candlelight's almost gone out?
Well, Flogger is going to. You said it was a steel reinforced door, yes, Mum?
It is, yes.
No door holds Flogger.
Oh. The door has found his nemesis, Flogger.
Okay, let's see how well Flogger goes against a troll reinforced door.
What door?
Yeah, what door? Didn't I also take out a reinforced door, like, in the midst of Flogger's massive cage of stuff?
You did,
Yeah,
but
two of them.
that wasn't a troll reinforced door.
Oh, a troll reinforced door.
That was reinforced for people.
They were expecting Womp to be there.
That looks like the right amount of dice.
How many is it?
Well, there is 5 dice on Flogger's side, with 1 for athletics being yellow, and there are 5 red on the other side. Okay, so
Oh.
Is that a despair?
yeah,
Yeah.
those go
Ingo got the
away.
door open.
Those go away. That becomes a success, and that goes away. And so that means our good friend Flogger takes 6 strain as the door electrifies him as he rips the door off its hinge.
What door?
Nice.
Well, he needed a wafer for all that ice cream.
And then it appears as if Flogger has broken out in chickenpox as little red dots appear all over him.
Oh.
Are they glowing chickenpox?
They are glowing chickenpox, and they have lines going out into the hallway.
I got that immediately, which is a little bit scary.
But we can all breathe.
Georgie would like to tackle Flogger away from the doorway.
And there's no extra air in the area.
Oh.
No air came in as you pulled the door off.
How are they then aiming rifles? Is it like full glass or something?
Or they've got masks on.
They're wearing,
Yeah, that's sorry.
they're in armour with helmets and oxygen.
If you're going up against trolls, wouldn't you do something like that?
I'm not cruel and ruthless, so no.
Are they trying to recapture,
I'd be more likely to make a really big pit trap without spikes in it, ice cream on one side, let them fall down into a hole
Well-
they couldn't get out of.
Well, that they had created a room without oxygen with all-you-can-eat ice cream, which they knew that Womp and Georgie absolutely adored, so they would then pass out from lack of oxygen, and then they could just walk in and take them.
That's right.
It was the perfect trap by someone who traded him in previously for money.
So even though, does Georgie get one down?
So Georgie goes and leaps at Womp. Let's see how well Georgie does at Flogger. Let's see how well he goes at tackling Flogger.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Or you could just yell at Flogger to get out of the way.
yeah.
Oh, he went for the jump.
He goes to go.
I could use the door as a rash.
I was going to say, that's too sensible to tell someone to just get out of the way.
Alright.
There's no drama or entertainment in it.
Yeah.
And besides, it's always nice to see how well someone can tackle someone else. Because it looks as if he might actually succeed.
Well, it's Georgie.
Daddy.
So that becomes that, and that becomes that. So, by the looks of things, Georgie takes 4 strain, but tackles
What the fuck?
but does tackle Flogger to the ground.
But when he goes to the ground, does that also take him out of the doorway?
It does take him out of the doorway. As you hear the sound of pop, 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 as now Womp no longer has Flogger between him and the shooters.
Lol.
I was going to say, Georgie's a doctor. He just threw a chicken box.
Exactly.
Okay, so yes, apparently Womp now has to make a resilience check to not fall unconscious.
Uh,
Well, that's
Just wave
well,
ice
nice.
cream under his nose.
no, I think they're dart guns.
Yeah. Or tasers or something.
It seems they wanted you alive.
It's hard to experiment on someone who's not. And with that, you hear the crashing sound and ice cream everywhere as Womp falls over.
No,
Ice
not
cream
the
down.
ice cream.
And apparently Bolt ran right into the flying ice cream.
I ran right into
The
what?
flying ice cream.
As you're trying to get out of the way of everything, you are now drenched in ice cream.
It's kind of like the cream pie, but colder.
I was thinking that George is going to continue his medical professional skills by providing mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, licking off all the ice cream.
Yeah, yeah.
And Georgie sees the most wonderful sight ever, a moving ice cream man moving through the field of vision as he's starting to get lose consciousness.
Oh, Georgie's gonna eat you.
the Stave Puff ice cream man.
So does Georgie leap at the ice cream man?
No, Georgie's tackling someone to the ground.
Oh, you've already tackled someone to the ground. And then you
Yeah.
see the ice cream man. Do you go after the ice cream man?
No.
What does Bolt do as Bolt's starting to get a little lightheaded as well?
Yeah, he's spazzing out.
Are there any air vents that I can see from?
There are no air vents in the room.
Sorry?
There are no air vents in the room. This is apparently a cold storage area.
Could I clarify something?
Yeah.
You said that Georgie tackled Womp, pushing
Yep.
Womp out of line of sight.
Georgie tackled Flogger, pushing
Oh,
Flogger out.
Flogger. Okay, yeah, sorry. And that meant there was no one between Flogger and Womp, and that's how Womp got darted.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
I'm sure to the person selling a troll to as technology, it doesn't matter which troll.
Well, the more the merrier, really, right?
It's 2 trolls for the price of 1 is fantastic.
Yeah.
So, what does Flogger and Georgie do, lying there thinking that there's not much that they can see clearly? Everything's going blurry.
Has Shadowstar noticed anything in the
Yeah,
these few
I was
rounds?
waiting to see, with the electrified door and anything, is there any inkling that something's going on?
Well, there is a door. The outside door has been shut because you didn't go in,
Okay, so there's no way.
and the 2 trolls are standing in front of it now.
Okay, but an electrified door being ripped off its hinges won't carry?
Let's give you a perception roll.
What's that again?
Dude, that is perception. Let me get perception up so I know which one it is. Character creation.
Is it intellect?
Perception based on cunning.
Cunning. So
Oh,
cunning.
okay, alright. I keep thinking it's
Shadowstar
intellect.
has 2 in
yeah.
that and has no bonus. Let's see if you pick up the sound of a door being ripped off.
That's the other thing. I haven't spent any XP yet because we keep missing me.
And yes, Shadowstar does hear the sound of door being ripped off. Unfortunately, does take some to strain hearing it, as get some feedback coming through from the others.
Desrin, you circled round to me, didn't you?
He did, yes.
I
Oh.
tell Desrin that doesn't sound good.
You gesture towards Jezrin, who's got you in sight.
Yeah.
Okay, so because I'm assuming you're just outside the door to the tavern type stuff, whereas Desmond is not going to get to the door, but he's watching for
I
that
think
to-
rather staying near the door, I'm going to start going towards you because I want to find out if you found any other way into the building. So if I can, I'll head towards
So you,
him.
you also do hear targets acquired over the comm to the two guards outside.
So I head towards him as nonchalantly as fast as I can, and if he hasn't spotted anything, I suggest we go for the roof.
Okay. So while that's happening, what is Bolt doing covered in ice cream?
Can the ice cream monster rush the guys with dark guns?
Ice cream monster can rush the guys with dark guns. As you rush past the two who are looking a little woozy on the ground, you step into a outer room, which also has its door shut, and people in there have face masks on and have what appear to be guns pointed in your direction as you come through the doorway.
But on the plus side, they're gaily decorated birthday masks with clown faces.
Sure, I'm happy with that.
Great.
And one's even got a balloon.
Oh no.
It's red.
Good red balloon.
Not 99 with balloons.
So
That would be so funny.
So you're in the room. You can go up and attack. There's at least 4 people here that you can see.
4. At least 4.
This is at a glance stepping through into the room itself. There could be more in here. Hard to tell because you are starting to get a bit blurry in your own vision. And you do see that the
I'll
vents
tackle
here.
one, rip a mask off and grab their air.
You do see that the vents here are also closed up.
Yeah, that's kind of what the plan was. We had to run up to one of them and try and get the mask off them and, breathe air.
Okay, so Bolt rushes up to try to get a mask. Let's see what your athletics is.
I don't know if I have athletics.
You have 3 green dice.
It's a special uniform.
Yeah. I'm gonna roll 4.
You want to try to beat them up, not just grab their mask?
Oh, so what's it based for?
I would have made it athletics
Oh, okay.
because you're trying to get an advantage over them.
Brawn, not brawl, that Martin I think was looking at. But you were going to try and patch them up.
Oh, right, yeah, okay. So.
Okay, so you rush up.
If you've got brawl skill, you're probably better at brawl than you are athletics. So.
You are, but you're not guaranteed to get the mask when you fight them.
Yep.
So yes, you rush up, and amusingly, you have 4 advantages as you rush up to them.
No, it's 4 advantages. So you didn't succeed.
I got no success on that.
We got 1, but it was turned out by
So getting all the way up to them, you see that you've got all these little bits of string hanging off you as you reach them, and you're just about to get the mask as you collapse.
Oh no.
And you get the smell of fried ice cream. It's the last thing you smell.
Is that like toasted marshmallow, kind of good, but also kind of bad?
Yeah. As they basically tasered him
Yeah.
while he was wearing the ice cream, and he sort of, cool. So,
Not sure. I was kind of passed out anyway, so.
unfortunately, you
At
are.
least they didn't cross the streams.
That could have been
Maybe they
worse.
should have.
And
They did in the end.
the last thing, Bolt, Georgie, and Flogger here, as they're struggling to breathe, is targets acquired coming through one of their masks.
And Womp's already out.
White Womp was tasered first.
Yeah. Oh, so tasered, not tranquilized?
Tasered, tranquilized, same sort of thing.
Okay.
Same effects.
Yeah.
Okay,
So, does that leave anybody conscious in that room?
No.
No. Okay. Yeah. Alright.
All bad guys.
Bad guys, yes.
Yeah.
So-
No, I meant of our group.
Desrin, Shadowstar just reaches you at this point.
Well, as Shadowstar starts to come towards me with an obvious anxious look on her face, or his face, I should say.
Yeah.
Technically, I'm a she.
It is her. Okay, great. Yeah, that's right.
Technically, I'm genderless, but I prefer she if I'm called something.
Does the other guards at the front of the building pay particular attention to her as she starts moving away?
One is looking in her direction, one is looking, scanning the crowds.
Yeah.
Okay. As she approaches, Desmond will actually aim to effectively move away, so that therefore, she's not coming directly to Desmond, but it means then that obviously she can catch up to Desmond when we're out of sight of the front door.
Okay, so you take a couple of steps, and Shadowstar steps out of sight by the time she reaches you.
Yep.
I'm happy with that. So yes, you then find out what's been happening.
So I'll ask you also, did you find any other way in? Have you tried the roof? And I also tell you about the targets acquired I overheard and the great whomping crash of doors of Womp getting out of the trap room? Yeah. I don't know it's a trap room though, or a door, I just know. There was big sounds. It was either Womp or Flogger.
But how'd they get in? How'd they get past the Aztec guys?
Womp's name was on the guest list at the door for his uncle. So he told them that he was there to see his uncle, and they all went in to get ice cream cake. I just had a feeling that perhaps maybe I shouldn't go in.
And you didn't tell them as well?
Ice cream was mentioned. What do you think my chances were?
Desmond will actually aim to quickly go round towards, so I can get a visibility of the back alley where he saw the troop carriers.
Yep. It doesn't take you too long to get there, and you see they got the back of each of the troop carriers open, and they're pulling stretchers out of the back of them.
Do we have comms or anything like that?
You have mobile phones at the moment, so you can call each other.
Oh, sorry,
up.
I asked that before. Sorry, bad memory. I
I've
will.
got a feeling that Desmond's going to be stealing some cars.
Yeah. I will stay with Desrin, but in the shadows as much as I can.
And besides, Desrin turned his phone off earlier.
Oh, okay. Well, that helps. I've got to get a comm thing set up between our group though. Mobile phones is
well,
yeah.
they got to spend a bit more money to get those.
Yeah,
they got the cheap ones.
I got quite a lot of credits because I haven't spent anything or XP, so yeah, I'm definitely got to try and grab time with you in between games to get that organised.
We can sort that out.
It's been a few weeks.
Yes, you can see down the alleyway that all the Men in Black people are heading inside with the stretchers, and at this stage the cars are apparently unprotected.
I gather Desrin doesn't have his beloved motorcycle with him.
He does not.
I've got lockpicks. Can I try and steal a close by motorbike?
Okay, we've got an opportunity here.
Yeah.
We just get in, hold underneath the vehicles.
Oh yeah, sorry, that bit first. The motorcycles was my plan for later, if we didn't get them out of the van.
Well, okay, I'm thinking that we're not actually going to be. Desmond's aiming. Okay.
We try and get them before they leave in the van. Yeah. Actually, I think get them put in the van and then steal the van because we can't carry trolls.
Okay. And Desmond was certainly not planning on trying to take them all on by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, lack of sleep, irrational thought processes.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
he'll move up towards the vans.
Mhm.
Is there actually anyone still there? Do they have a driver still on them?
Okay, let's see how lucky you are.
I'm happy to use the story point to increase the luck.
Yeah, that's probably a good
Okay,
idea.
you spend a story point. The vehicle is unoccupied. Luck is with
vehicle, or
you.
you said there are multiple vehicles?
The first vehicle you look into, there's 2 vehicles there. The first one you look into is unoccupied.
How many vans were there?
2.
Just one? 2, okay.
And both of them have their rear open.
Okay, and he knows one's empty. Can he see the other one?
Not without going up to it.
Okay, well, I'll circle around to the other one and see what I can see.
Okay. Do you also spend a story point?
I'm thinking about saving it for actually getting into the van.
There
Will
are
I
4.
Oh, there's 4?
Yeah.
Okay, well then, yes.
Okay. So yes, you spend another story point, and both vehicles are actually empty.
Can I step out and signal to Desrin that I'm getting into the driver's seat?
You can.
You can be watching in the mirror anyway, so...
Yeah. Or, yeah, one or the other. Just somehow indicate that I'm going to try and pull off being the driver so that hopefully I can save at least one troll.
Okay.
So we've got 2 trolls, and then we've got Bolt,
And Georgie.
and Geordie is human?
Yep.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Did we actually see the drivers of the vehicle going to help do the loading, or...
You didn't actually see them go and do the loading.
Right, okay.
But then again, by the time you came around, the doors were already open and people were heading in.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's all right. It was a case of just confirming with the drivers are likely to just be tucking off having a leak, or
Yeah.
whether they've been part of the extraction team itself.
Well, I was considering whether or not we go and find them and knock them out, but I have a feeling we won't have time for that kind of thing.
Okay. So,
Desmond's going to have a quick look in the under the seat or in the next one.
Under the visor. That's where the keys always are.
Well, no, he's not looking for the keys at this stage. He was more looking for like an X technology cap or uniform.
Yeah.
the guy left the cap on the seat.
Yep.
Is that for both of us?
Sure.
Okay.
And,
You
and
both
the
did
key
spin a
for
story
the
point.
ignition?
Yep.
It's keyless, but it's still turned on.
Yep.
Okay.
Who would be stupid enough to steal from Az technology?
Well, I've got an intellect of 4 and I've done it anyway, so
All
I don't
good,
know
David.
if it's about brains.
Have a good night, then.
So David just had to head off.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes, you're basically in control of both vehicles. So what do you do now?
I'm using the mirrors to see what's going on.
Okay, you see what appears to be 6 people maneuvering what looks like to be a heavy stretcher to the back of your vehicle. And as the stretcher reaches it, the entire back of the vehicle lowers.
That's
And is there
That's a
another
future
one coming
problem.
toward mine, or is there doing one at a time?
They're doing one at a time, apparently. They might not have the numbers to do everyone at once.
So, okay. So only
Did
part of
you
that
say
will be-
there were
yeah.
trolls? Is this just all humans at the back?
These are just humans at the back.
And how many are we talking?
You said
You
6.
saw 6 people moving. So
Yep.
you're assuming 6 people out the back here maneuvering people, however many are still inside, watching those who are down, and the 2 out the front.
Yeah.
So yes, not long after you see a smaller one get loaded into Shadow Star's vehicle. And then the sound of the doors getting shut as they head back in. Yep.
We're gonna call it a slightly early night. Josh is struggling a bit, and Mia's still quite active, and I can't do both. So
I understand. You guys go rest up, and we'll possibly see you on the weekend, depending on how you're doing.
Yeah, we'll let you know. I'm not sure. We're quite busy on the weekend, so it might maybe not week, but next week should be a bit quieter, hopefully.
All good. Do what you can. Rest up.
Thank you guys.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Okay, so yes, you see that then they bring out a another big load and put it in Deserin's car at that stage, and you do feel the shocks lower as the troll gets loaded, and then they head in for the last one.
So that'd be Georgie, I think, or Bolt.
Or Bolt.
One of the humans.
And as this one comes out, you see what appears to be marshmallow everywhere.
Okay. So Bolt.
Or at least you think it's marshmallow. Hard to tell. As it gets loaded in the back of Deserin's van.
Okay. Did they shut the door on Shadowstar's vehicle when they loaded the second person in?
They did, but I don't want to drive off straight away because that might attract attention to you. So I'm waiting.
No, accept that. It was more that if they did, then it means they're more likely to shut the door on mine. So I'm happy to,
They then shut the door on your van, and you see two of them moving up either side of the car towards the front doors.
I start driving now.
That's when the accelerator gets hit.
Yep.
Okay, so we'll have Deserin take off first because, hey, you're the one in front.
Yeah.
You were waiting for this with your driving 2 and your agility of 5.
Yeah.
And the difficulty of 1 to actually get out of that situation. It was lined up for that. There's always a chance things will go wrong, but apparently Deserin just floors it.
So not with Desi at the wheel.
And neither of them are sure what's happening as the car takes off on them. And then we have the same thing happening with Shadowstar.
Yeah, smart cars, you gotta love them.
And apparently it stalls.
Oh, yay. Is this where I use my story point?
Sure, you can use another story point to say you managed to find the override and get it going.
Get it going? By the skin of my teeth?
Somehow along the way while Deserin was waiting, he managed to turn off the transmitting override for his one.
Mm.
Yeah. And the, I said, potentially, while Shadowstar stalled it, they were distracted by Deserin running off with the first car, so...
Maybe bought me a few seconds.
The second car immediately. You had time to actually get it going.
And so yes, the two of you just take off, heading for while you're just following Deserin, who is driving crazily all over the road.
Yep, deliberately, so I can get stuff rocking at the back there to wake the guys up. Say, get the hell up, will you?
Yeah. This would work.
Okay, so...
We won't have long, because I'd be guessing these cars have trackers in them.
Ross, you wake up in a what appears to be a box.
Okay.
And then you realise you're strapped to a table.
And Deserin, he's turned his phone back on again. He's trying to ring all the numbers, like all the good because they've got the phone on still saying,
redial.
Get up, go.
And then the table's moving, and you've got the smell of burnt ice cream and strong in the room, and you realise you're in the back of a van that the gurney is not strapped down, and you're sliding around as it's going around corners.
Okay. Can I try to break free from the gurney?
You can. They're expecting to keep you occupied while you're there. You do have athletics, so you can... It wasn't strong restraints. But apparently it was enough. You get 2 advantages as you're doing so I'm happy for you to have managed to answer your phone while trying to break the restraints.
Okay.
And you got
Cool.
Desrin on the other line.
Yeah, wait the hell up! Get out of here! Come on. Desmond's aiming to basically get a few blocks. He's really not going to try and get far with this thing. To see whether or not there's any immediate pursuit. And the idea being that, if any of them, when he gets anxious on the phone call, then that becomes someone, okay, one less person to carry. So Womp answered the phone, did he?
He did.
Yeah.
And as he answers the phone, you hear the sound of the engine die on your vehicle as it seems to immobilize.
Yep, I was happy with that. If I've got the opportunity to pull it off into a bit of an alley or something type stuff, that would be good, but not to worry. We'll basically be jumping out and opening the back and opening up or releasing the strength on there, because at least with Womp, that's at least somebody can carry something.
Yeah. Luckily for you, you managed to unlock it before the power died on it.
Mm-hmm.
With the plans of getting in and out. And as you get to the back, you see the other car pull up to a stop right behind. So
I'm impressed that Shadowstar kept up with Desmond's driving.
I think, true to my real life character, Shadowstar is probably a leadfoot like me.
But Desmond's aiming to get the two out of the back of his, up and moving if possible. Otherwise, with at least Womp being awake, he can carry the ice cream man.
Okay, so opening it up, you see Womp and the ice cream man. The ice cream man's still knocked out, cold. And you manage to free Womp.
Okay. And then I will say, if Womp's moving, I say grab the other, and he'll be rushing to Shadowstar's vehicle to try and see if we can get that one open and get the people out.
Yeah, I've rushed over. If Flogger's still asleep, I start making threats of no ice cream to see if that can work, and fairly heavy-handed slaps, maybe.
Okay, you get a rather satisfying slap into Flogger.
Okay. Do I leave like a handprint?
Or if you can sleep, throw a stim patch on him.
Oh yeah, I've got those.
You pull that out after you slap him.
Yeah. Well, the slap was fun. The slap was for them running in to get ice cream without checking what the heck was going on. Alright, so yeah, I have stim packs and happy patches.
Mm-hmm. So yes, you wake up Flogger, who looks very groggy as he gets up and pulls Georgie out of the back.
I've got slap patches though, which would have gone really nicely with the slap, but I don't think they're as good as the stim ones.
Slap patches heal wounds, whereas the stim
The
patches
stim instantly recover all strain, but is offset by...
They take a chunk of it at the end.
Yeah.
So yes, you get Flogger up, who does his strongman impression as he gets Georgie out of the back, who's still out like a light.
Yep.
But with a wonderful smile on his face.
Of course.
With the look of ice cream smudged all over his face at the same time.
Yep, he had happy dreams, that's for sure.
You do see that there is a tag put through Womp's ear.
Do we happen to notice what it says?
It seems to be a
it could be a transmitter tag.
It could be it looks like it's flashing. Yes.
Yeah. So.
If Desmond spots it, would you say Desmond spotted it, or?
I would say Desmond spots it.
Desmond spotted it. Okay. He's going to rip it out of the ear and stomp on it.
That'd be my.
And be looking at the others to see if there's evidence of that, but he's also saying, "Come on, guys, get moving. Down here. I'll show you later."
Okay, so you managed to find tags on each of them and pull them off. and stomp on them and start dragging everyone towards the underground areas.
Desmond certainly aiming to use his streetwise and stealth skills to get people to out of sight of potential pursuit.
I've got stealth as well.
Get spot where we're going first.
And as you're going down the stairs, you hear the sounds of sirens pulling up where the vehicles are. So they weren't that long behind you.
I'm glad we got as far as we did before they had put up. So,
well, it's not easy to organise an instantaneous pursuit.
Oh no, that's right. And it was obviously all due to Desmond's driving that we actually got to a spot which was we had some space between us.
Well,
Yeah.
you did comment that you knew the back alley as well.
You don't lack any self-confidence, do you, Desmond?
But not when it comes to driving. So, he's about to be an ancient, so
An
he knows
ancient?
he's...
One of the big gang elves. So it's like becoming a made man in the mafia.
Yeah. How do you become...
An ancient.
yeah.
It has to be an elf.
I'm an elf, aren't I? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I am.
And ride bikes.
Haven't had the chance to acquire any vehicle yet.
But, yeah. The important part is, so we've got Womp active, Shadowstar, Desmond. Are the others awake enough to be moving by themselves, or are they being carried?
You got
Flogger.
Flogger active with a stim pack.
And Georgie is on Flogger's shoulder, and Bolt is on Womp's shoulder.
So how's
Yeah.
Womp feeling after all this?
Annoyed. I wanted to see family.
You do realise there was probably no actual family there.
Well, no. His family was involved. It was his uncle selling him out again.
Yeah. I don't know whether that would make a difference, though.
But we'll talk about this when we're out of sight, out of way.
Absolutely.
Barton,
Yep.
I'm gonna augment myself
Yep. You augment yourself.
with divine health as well.
Because that doesn't increase the difficulty, does it?
No, yeah.
So it's difficulty of 1 or 2.
I think it's just maybe. Oh, okay. It might be 2. I think for me. I know healing's 1. Augment. It's 2.
Augment is 2, yes. And divine is only 1, so that's not too bad. Okay, so you get that up without any problems.
Yep.
Does take you 2 more strain to do so,
Oh yeah, just cast it. Yep.
but you can remove one of the strain you got previously, so that would
Yep.
put you on 4 strain. So yes, you get the spell up. It is working. You are feeling healthier as you now have. Let me see. With divine health, increase the target wound threshold by your magic rating. So yes, you now have 2 more hit points at this stage,
Nice.
which is not a bad thing to have when you're throwing magic around.
When you're running from people who have a very good chance of catching up to you or having you intercepted.
So yes, you feel a bit healthier, stronger, faster as you start carrying Bolt and pulling Flogger along through the underground.
Yep.
And you've acquired a cat companion. What's that, Therion? Yeah?
Well, hopefully the cat companion can lick up some of the ice cream left behind that's leaving a nice trail.
I think that's why the cat companion came.
The goodie.
Sorry,
I'm going to call
Ross?
him Kong.
Yep.
It's going to be Kong Kitten.
Kong Kitten.
Okay, so yes, you rush through and find yourself at the Troll Barber's place very quickly.
Therion meowed happy. He accepts the name of Kong Kitten.
Yep, so it becomes Kitten Kong.
Or KK.
Now I just have to work out how to make
I
it
just
grow.
don't add a third K to that, okay? Yeah.
So yes, you find yourself outside the Troll Barber's very quickly. Luckily, Desrin seemed to know where he was going. And you see the same guy who's still in the chair getting polished by a sander, and the whole time you've been away and having ice cream.
Okay.
So was that like a troll barbershop?
Yep.
Yep.
That shines tusks and horns. Mirror finish, they say.
Can we seek refuge? Because we've got trolls with us. Maybe they'll be nice to
We
us.
don't have 1,000 credits.
No, we don't want anything done. We just want to see if they're going to let us run into their back room.
They're not likely, unless you know the people, they're not going to try and hide you from Axe technology just because you happen to be a troll.
You don't tell them it's Axe technology. Okay.
Whereas Desmond's actually looking around for a fire hydrant hose with the idea that you can wash down the ice cream so it's not leaving space behind, maybe wake them up while they're being washed off, and keep moving.
Okay.
He's playing.
So you actually find what appears to be public showers that people can pay to use.
Okay. So,
And being in the city, people do use these things a lot, and it's got booths in down here because, well, if you're gonna have a shower, you'd really want to do it away from most of the smog and noise and stuff. So it's well lit, well looked after, and you only spend 10 whole credits to wash down your marshmallowed wolfhound.
yeah. While they're
Going through the rinse cycle.
Desmond will duck back out to look for any signs of pursuit, and also try and remove any trail of ice cream that was then leading up to the wash house.
Well, looking behind you, there's quite a few cleaning robots in the underground cleaning up the mess.
Nice.
It's
I
city,
love the big city.
it's the city centre. The moment there's trash on the ground, something comes out and cleans it.
Yeah.
I need one of those in my house.
Which is why the place is so sparkly
Except it
and
might
clean.
end up cleaning up me, so,
It has been known to clean up dead bodies.
What about live ones that just live in trailer parks?
Well, hey, it might be termed dead if it's not moving fast enough.
Yeah.
So yes, you look back and
So in that case, then obviously he doesn't really worry too much about cleaning ice cream trails,
No.
but he will basically try and take a spot where he can see whether or not there's any sign of pursuit.
Yep.
okay, I give you a perception roll for your character.
Yeah.
I'm sure he has a great
All
perception.
of,
Two, I believe.
two green dice.
2 green dice. As you're looking down for obvious signs of pursuit. Okay, so looking down, you see a couple of people had come down, but they don't know which direction to go in because the cleaning bots are all over the place cleaning up mess that other people are bringing down as well.
Are they actually in Aztec uniform?
They're just in
They've gone for more plainclothes type.
they seem to be wearing the police uniforms. So
Okay.
Lone Star with the cowboy hats and everything.
Yeah. Okay.
Because hey, if you're going to be in the city centre, they've got to look the part. They don't wear the cowboy hats out in the suburbs, but they do in the city centre.
Yep. But apparently they haven't. They're not certain where they're going. I'll just aim to keep an eye on them as they manoeuvre to see which way they might track forward, and I'll send a text to the others in the bathroom to say, yeah,
Hurry up.
don't come out yet, stay where you are.
Well, they seem to be, from the distance you're looking at, they're accessing a terminal not far from where they came in. You think they're looking for security footage?
I was going to say, there'll be cameras that will show them.
While they're getting washed off, can I see any troll friendly vents or maintenance doors or sewer access in the bathroom? Or
It wouldn't be in the bathroom, but there would be lots of doors troll-sized around here.
Okay, so more likely to be on the platforms or between the platforms?
Well, you're equivalent of an underground mall,
Okay.
and it's designed for everyone to use.
Oh, okay.
And,
Well,
and-
since Desrin's doing lookout, I might text him back going, do you see somewhere where we can get these guys out of sight of security cameras?
Well, so if we're talking the mall toilet facilities and bits and pieces,
Yeah.
do they happen to have access points from separate sides of the mall?
They
You know, like sometimes the toilets are put sort of in the middle of the area, so you can access from both sides.
they do, because they basically you can almost walk through them.
Mm.
Yep.
And
So-
they also have clothes vending machines, so you can buy paper or plastic. Streetwear for the night, and throw it out when you're done.
Well,
I
I'll
don't
text
know
back
that they
saying-
would have spotted us, but we might need to get our rescuees changed.
Yeah, okay. Certainly, I'll text back saying, yep, they're on this side. They're following through. Keep
Keep out of sight.
keep going out the other side.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Change your clothes
Yep.
and keep moving. I'll catch up to you in a few minutes.
Yep.
So,
Okay, so the others, I'm assuming Ross would be in for the change of clothes.
Yep.
So you end up putting 50 credits through the machine to get a one of the cheapest troll-sized clothes in the latest fashion. So you've got the Captain America style troll-sized costume.
Okay.
Well, superheroes are at the current rage, so they haven't got the current superhero costumes, so they've just grabbed any from history.
Okay. Is this the soldier one where it's got the braces and that?
Yep.
Cool. I'm happy with that.
just in case it needs to be said, Martin, I did dump the Ace Technology cap back to when we were back to in the vehicles,
Oh yeah.
and I put my
Ancient.
genuine Ancients knockoff cap back on again.
You sure you didn't want to
Yeah.
run around with the Crimson Crush one for a little while so that they'll ping the Crimson Crush?
Hey,
You know,
even for a worthy cause like that, you can't wear Crimson Crush.
for a minute there I thought you were going to say I wouldn't be caught dead wearing that even to save myself.
That's right. And besides, at this stage, I might get caught dead, so I want to at least die with the Ancients. But yeah, my intent will be to give them a few minutes head start, watching to see what the reaction of the security are, whether they manage to get effective visual and whether they're looking around for things, and but aiming to quietly duck away and meet up with them at a different location.
Okay, so the others start ducking away. You're watching the guy who seemed to be accessing the security footage. He seems to be walking slowly in your direction while still scanning something that only he can see.
Mm-hmm.
So you think he's connected into the system remotely while he's walking?
Yeah. So, yeah. Well, when I saw him getting into the security system type stuff, I will have taken off the Ancient's cap. And the idea of, hey, if I walked in with the Ancient's cap on, then I don't need data security right now, as I continue to basically surreptitiously work my way past them and around them to
Okay, I will use your stealth as the difficulty for them to follow you.
Yep. So that's
Desrin has
4 green and 1 yellow.
so that becomes 4 purple and 1 red for their difficulty, and the guy has 1 green and 1 yellow to look for you.
And hey, I'll use the story point to upgrade. Preferably that one that could blank.
Well, technically
Yeah.
you don't need to upgrade because the blank because they basically failed to follow you,
They're going to say that.
and they took strain in the process.
Yeah.
Because if I was to upgrade, the success would go away.
I was going to say, 'cause in fact, I just realised that all those purple ones were the bad dice, weren't they?
Yeah, the purple ones were your ability to hide, and as was the red dice, so it would replace a purple for red.
Oh, I see. So right, yeah. So it wasn't me rolling a stealth check. It was my stealth was their penalty to it.
Yep,
Yeah,
your
I understand
your
now.
stealth was their difficulty to follow you, because you did all the planning and told everyone
Yep,
what to
yep.
do.
That's
And
cool. I was kind of looking and thinking, shouldn't there be a lot more green in that? Because I've got 4 green dice. But yeah, okay, I understand now. I'm playing the purple and the red, and they were using theirs. Yep.
yep. So you weren't having to outwit them; they were trying to outwit you.
Yep.
And so yes, you find yourself on the train platform where you told everyone else to meet you.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's there.
And we will catch the next train, whatever it might be.
There's one every 5 minutes that just happens to show up as you're there.
Yep. And then jump on it.
So you're one of 200 or 300 people getting on amongst probably about 20 or 30 trolls.
This sounds really too easy, to be honest.
Well, you weren't wanted by the government. You weren't wanted by the police. You were wanted by a corporation who was trying to capture you illegally, and you managed to get away stealing a vehicle that you then dumped without taking anything from.
Yeah. The not taking anything from was a hard thing to do, but also not wise. So.
And because you didn't harm anyone in the process, all you did was escape being captured.
I'm just thinking that maybe when we get them all home, we might need to buy some ice creams to soothe them after this trauma.
Though the term ice cream might start having some flashbacks for Womp.
Oh yeah. You might end up with the PTSD trigger of ice cream. You see it, but you can't help yourself from torturing yourself.
It might be every time he hears the happy birthday song.
Yeah, and yeah. That could become like a critical weakness or something like that for you. You can't go and do birthday party gigs.
Every time you hear someone sing happy birthday, you go nuts.
Berserker?
No, catatonic.
Ah, yeah, probably better. Harder, though, because if he goes catatonic at an inconvenient time...
So, on the train back, you see footage of a... what do I put his name down as?
Billy, was it?
No, Jesus is
Oh, yeah.
on footage that Womp recognizes as his uncle out front of a the bar Bloodsport, talking about how that there was no incident at all, and it comes up saying he's a PR man for As Technology Seattle, working out of the complex they have opened recently, a big pyramid-shaped building that takes up multiple city blocks. And how they were just dealing with some teething problems of setting up the restaurant for all those who are interested in As Technology but can't afford to get onto the arcology grounds of their building.
So, nothing happening here, move along.
Yep. And also said no, totally none of our vehicles were stolen in the process of this.
Yes, any rumours you might have heard to the contrary are obviously far-fetched and totally outrageously wrong.
As a spokesperson for Fujitsu is basically saying from the reports of 2 vehicles wandering off without their personnel. I'm sure they were never stolen, they just drove themselves. And they end with don't buy As Technology because they'll be driving you.
Aztec have been testing out self-driving.
Well-
Unfortunately, it had some slight malfunctions.
Well, they didn't even want to admit to that. So, but the footage of them trying to chase down their own vehicles by foot was hilarious.
It's fake news.
As Desrin got to enjoy watching his driving and Shadowstars from an outside viewpoint
So-
before it leaves camera.
Right now, you're admiring your perfection as far as
Well,
driving skills go.
realistically, he actually just impressed that Shadowstar kept up with him.
Well, Shadowstar doesn't know how that happened either.
Well, Shadowstar didn't have to decide where to go; she just had to follow.
Yeah,
That's right, that's right.
You had to navigate, choose, and make snap decisions along the way. She just followed.
just like a shadow, I mimicked the main owner's body movements. Except their
Nice.
vehicles.
And you find yourself out into the Barrens before long. The air gets funky very quickly. The lighting gets turned off to save on power.
So easier to hide.
The music gets more staticky as they don't need to put on the decent stuff. And
Oh, not even music? Jeez.
and the video feeds stop after a few stops before you get to the Barrens because, well, they don't need to entertain the masses either.
Oh, wow.
Jason will also be trying to tell Womp, throw the phone away.
Yeah. You need to get rid of that phone. I gather there's phone vending machines.
Yeah, he looks, he can't find his phone.
Oh, okay. Well, that helps.
You have a feeling that they actually still have his phone.
That could be a problem.
Didn't he? But wasn't his phone? Didn't he hear it ringing when Desmond?
Yeah,
started
he was in
ringing
the
car?
van, and Desmond rang
He
him.
did. He did have it
He
in the car.
maybe left it in the van. That would make
Yeah,
sense.
it's
Yeah.
probably still in the
Yeah.
van.
That's where I mean. He can't find his phone.
Yep, cool. Happy with that.
And being thrown apart around in a van, you can quite easily lose something.
That's right. Losing it way back then is even better than Desmond would have preferred. So.
Yeah. Yep.
So yes, and you find yourself at not the last stop of the line, but
Might as well be.
the one you need to get off at.
Well, okay, Desmond actually encouraged people to get off a few stops early or a couple stops later if we had, just to ensure that, hey, we any chance of pursuit.
Harder for us to be tracked.
So,
Well, you get off with only 2 hours to walk home instead of half an hour.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. But that means the trolls can walk off their stun. The thing that stung them.
well, besides, they've also got too much excess energy for more than ice cream.
This is
They're
true.
coming down from the good side.
If we got them home any earlier, they'd be bouncing off the walls and we couldn't sleep.
Exactly.
And while they're walking home, Womp remembers that it was his 12th birthday that he turned into a troll. And he was
okay.
experimented on after he turned into a troll, not before.
Ooh, okay.
So that's when he went through the puberty transformation that all trolls, the original trolls, went through.
Yeah. So is today your birthday?
It is.
Happy birthday. Don't talk to family again.
Is there like a local convenience store on our way?
There is. There's the Stuffer Shack where you've all bought stuff from.
Okay,
That's also owned by Az Technology.
I go.
Everything's
in.
owned by Aztec.
Remember,
yeah.
I have my long coat with a cowl that I got in the first thing. So
Yep.
I'll go in with my hood up and everything, and pick up
They
ice
greet
creams.
you. They greet Shadowstar and say, because you've helped them out so much, they've had some of your favorite ice cream behind the counter.
Yes, but I make sure I pay them anyway. I won't take freebies. And I get the trolls' favourite flavours and Bolt and Georgie as what's that prize when you haven't won but you give a prize to
Consolation
someone?
prize.
Consolation prize, that's it. But Womp gets two because it's his birthday.
with a candle?
If they've got a candle, I'll stuff one in the top of his ice cream and see whether or not he eats it.
So, when you get home, you find that Shadowstar has thrown you a birthday party with ice cream.
Cool.
And you go catatonic. Yeah!
I'm happy with ice cream.
I don't sing Happy Birthday, by the way. It's not my style to begin with, but I've had enough drama for one night.
And so yes, that was Womp's family memories coming back to remind him just why he escaped.
Yep.
So
And what did we learn today? Family is not who you're born with. Family who you run with.
who you choose, yeah, who you run with. So did you say that all trolls start off as humans and then turn into...
In the setting, the
Yeah.
first lot of trolls were all human, and in puberty they turned into trolls.
Okay.
And then after that, they started to breed as trolls,
Yeah.
and people were born trolls, and all the
So
trolls
he's
that
like
were
an OG or OC or whatever the thing is.
original troll, and
Yeah.
so
OT.
his lifespan is about 3 times that of the trolls who were born after him.
So that should be your your one-liner whenever you introduce yourself. I'm the OT.
So orcs and trolls don't naturally born don't grow age that they age quickly and die young.
Original orc would be kind of funnier though, because then you could say I'm the ooh in orc.
And technically, I'm pretty certain that technically, or now, you still get the occasional goblinization, or in fact, I can't remember what the term is when it's elf or dwarf.
That they were born that way. None of them none of them changed during puberty. Elves and dwarves.
No, because okay, the original one, it was UGE, unexplained genetic expression.
Mm-hmm.
It did come out at around, it would have been about the 2012, 2014 type bracket. They had the initial thing of UGE, which had elves and dwarves.
Being born that way. That
They also come converted puberty, didn't they?
No, they were all trolls and orcs. So that was the difference between trolls, orcs, and elves and dwarves. Elves and dwarves were born that way. Orcs and trolls manifested during puberty. And so that's why the distinction of dislike more towards orcs and trolls was they weren't born that way.
Why
And so
would
they
you
had,
dislike someone for that though?
Both sets of races initially were a puberty change, like the orcs and trolls were a couple of years after the dwarves and elves, and then subsequently the vast majority were born, but there was still occasionally UGE at puberty.
it wasn't very often, but it was,
No,
and it was
often.
mainly, and most of the books said orcs and trolls for that. So if any dwarves and elves happened that way, it wasn't reported.
Okay.
So it was down as born as an elf or born as a dwarf, which was a shock to the parents.
Yeah.
It's like two humans have an elf, or two humans have a dwarf.
Or obviously at the time it was, why have my baby got pointed ears?
Yeah, that's it. It's just that you're unique.
Mm-hmm.
Not that you're not human.
And so the Night of Rage, where people were rising up against non-humans, was directed at orcs and trolls, not dwarves and elves mainly. There was a lot of hate for non-humans, as they consider everyone not human.
So there's an actual event called the Night of Rage? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And that would have happened about 5-10 years.
2029-ish, I think.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
So, and it's
It's
now
like
2050.
2050, yeah.
So there's stories of that happening.
Yeah. Decades ago, though. Yeah.
And so the events of people turning into what they call goblinization happened over the time frame where they say Urge happened, where people was or Surge, where people were turning into orcs and trolls, and being born elves and dwarves.
Kind of like their mutant genes kicking in.
And it was those original people that were born or done like that were then breeding the same races. So it was
Yeah,
a shock.
eventually it dies out because it's not a thing.
Yeah, because they're being born that way.
Yeah.
But Jeremy knows that's not the only time that happens.
No.
Well,
Well, they might not record it, but that doesn't mean it doesn't happen.
So, having both been well read in the setting, we know some of the events up to come.
Mm.
So, yes, you successfully navigated family ties.
Family ties, family highs.
Yeah.
And eventually, I'm sure you'll want to find out what Jesus was getting out of selling you out.
Yeah. Well, something about experimentation, so that doesn't sound pleasant.
At least it wasn't the Japanese who then would have shipped you off to an island.
Oh, okay.
They shipped all their orcs and trolls to an island.
Yeah.
And there's a good chance dwarves and elves were also sent there, but less so.
Well, they'll be in trouble if they learn how to swim.
Well, they
Well, then you
they
then you
patrolled
also-
it like a penal colony.
Mm.
Yeah, that's because it wasn't the trolls and the end up becoming ogres.
They did, but
Well, they're a variant of trolls, that's right. But normally located more in the Mediterranean,
Mm.
yeah, there were a lot of
along with minotaurs.
there were a lot of variations that happened. So the fact that I've got a Minotaur version for Flogger up there is a version that actually happened.
Happens, yeah.
As does no real
Womps,
horns.
Yeah.
Or Cyclops also happens,
Yeah.
as does more magically aspected. So it's a lot of variation, which is why I gave the alternate character creation rules. So you can build your own troll or build your own
Add
elf.
your own uniqueness to yourself, to your character.
To get it off the ground, I made sure we had some presets, and then I went,
Yeah.
here's how we can do it without
It helps to start you off. Yeah.
Okay, so I think we'll end up calling it a night there, guys.
Thank you very much, guys.
And if people are interested, I am looking at doing some board games on the weekend, so just let me know if you're free.
Look at Sunday afternoon again.
Sunday afternoon again.
Okay. I will likely be there.
Okie dokie. Well,
Have a good night, all. Thanks very much.
have a
Yep,
good
Catch you
night.
next time.
Catch you on Tuesday.
I'll catch you on Tuesday, Ross.
Okay.
Bye for now.
Bye bye.